Hi friends, I am Mr. Pawar Mahadev Ganpat from KSP Patil Vidyalaya Angar. The boy who broke the bank, मुलगा ज्याने बँक बुडवली या लेसन विषयी आज आपण पाहणार आहोत.
Today I am going to talk about the lesson The Boy Who Broke the Bank from the 10th class. It is the first part. We will learn this lesson in 3 parts. Firstly, we are going to discuss about the chit chat. Okay, 2.2 The Boy Who Broke the Bank. Warming up activity. Under this activity, here is given chit chat. At firstly, here is given one of very famous quotation, and this quotation is, "A lie can round the world before the truth has got its boots on." The above quotation expresses how fast rumors spread. That means here rumors means अफवा, spread that means पसरविणे, म्हणजे अफवा किती वेगाने पसरतात याविषयीचे हे कोटेशन आहे. The second one activity is given here that talk with your group about some recent rumor when people believed at first and suffered for it later. I would like to express that the rumors spread about the coronavirus or COVID-19 for this activity. Then second one activity is that also discuss how one can decide whether some news is a fact or false. Firstly, I can find out if it is reliable as well as believable. Then I can find out its proper reason why this type of rumor is going to spread in the society. Then second one activity is here that who do you think are responsible for spreading false news? I think that fake news are spreaded by some mischief makers or spread false news are spreaded by some people for passing time as well as just going to enjoy fun, some for talking, for harassing someone, or some for taking revenge. Then second one activity, do you believe in all the news that you come across? No, I don't believe on that. I can find out the reason why this type of rumors are spreading in the society at firstly, or use common sense, and then I decide believe it or not. Then last one activity is given here that give an example of a rumor which seemed to be fact in the beginning, later it was proved false. We know that some news spread on WhatsApp. You have to send this post on 10 group and you will get news which is in your favor, but after sharing that post we know that it is not real, it is a false. Let's take the introduction about the writer. The Boy Who Broke the Bank. This lesson is written by Ruskin Bond, born on 1934. He is an Indian author of British descent. Descent, that means Vansh. He lives with his adopted family in Lantur in Mosun, India. The Indian Council for Child Education has recognized his role in the growth of children's literature in India. He got the Sahitya Academy Award in 1992 for Our Trees Still Grow in Dehra. He was awarded Padma Shri and Padma Bhushan respectively in 1999 2014 respectively. That means anukrame. That means he was awarded Padma Shri in 1999 and he was awarded for Padma Bhushan in 2014. Nattu grumbled to himself as he swept the steps of the Pipalnagar bank owned by Seth Govindaram. Here, grumbled, that means chidne, santapne. Nattu grumbled to himself as he swept the steps of Pipalnagar bank. And that bank was owned by Seth Govindaram. जेव्हा तो पायऱ्या झाडत होता तेव्हा तो तक्रार करत होता, कुरकुर करत होता आणि ती बँक सेठ गोविंदरामच्या मालकीची होती. He used the small broom hurriedly and carelessly, and while he was sweeping the steps of the bank on that time, he used a very small broom, and that small broom used very hurriedly and carelessly. त्याने खूप छोटा झाडू घाईघाईने आणि निष्काळजीपणे वापरलेला होता. And the dust after rising in a cloud above his head settled down again on the steps. And the dust, D-U-S-T, dust, that means dhul, after rising a cloud above his head settled down again on the step. As he start to sweep the steps of the bank, on that time the dust goes towards his head and again settle down the steps of the bank. As Nattu was banging his pan against a dustbin, Sitaram, the washerman's son, passed by. And when that work was going on that time, as Nattu was banging his pan against bang म्हणजे आदळणे, आपटणे, his pan, that means कचरा ठेवण्याची ती सुपली, against a dustbin म्हणजे कचरा पेटी. जशी त्याने ती ती सुपली त्या कचरा पेटीवरती आदळली तेवढ्यामध्ये सीताराम, द वॉशरमॅन्स सन, पास्ड बाय. Sitaram was another character and he was going on the roads, and Sitaram was washerman's son. एका कपडे धुणाऱ्या माणसाचा म्हणजे परिटाचा मुलगा होता तो. Sitaram was on his delivery round. And where was Sitaram going? Sitaram was on his delivery round. तो कपडे पोहोचवण्यासाठी चाललेला होता. He had a bundle of freshly pressed clothes balanced on his head. And he had a bundle of freshly pressed clothes balanced on his head. That means on his head there was a bundle of freshly pressed clothes. म्हणजे नुकतेच इस्त्री केलेल्या कपड्याचं गाठोडं त्याच्या डोक्यावरती होतं आणि त्याचा समतोल साधत तो निघालेला होता. Don't raise such dust, he called out to Nattu. He has ordered. When he saw Nattu, he said, Sitaram said to Nattu, don't raise such dust. अशी धूळ उडवू नको रे. He called out to Nattu. He said to Nattu, are you annoyed because they are still refusing to pay you an extra 2 rupees a month? And then he asked one question to Nattu, are you annoyed? OYED, annoyed म्हणजे रागाला जाणे, संतापणे. Because they are still refuse that means reject, टाळणे, न देणे. To pay you an extra 2 rupees a month. त्या लोकांनी तुला महिन्याला 2 रुपये जादा देण्यासाठी नकार दिल्यामुळे तू रागाला गेलेला आहेस काय? Who asked? Sitaram asked to Nathu. Then Nathu said that I don't wish to talk about it, complained the sweeper boy. That sweeper boy said that I don't wish to talk about it. मला त्याबद्दल बोलायची इच्छा नाही. Complained the sweeper boy. I haven't even received my regular pay. And then again he said that I haven't even received my regular pay. मला माझा नियमितचा पगार देखील मिळालेला नाही. And this is the 20th of the month. Who would think a bank would hold up a poor man's salary? And again that Nathu said to Sitaram, and this is the 20th of the month. ही या महिन्याची 20 तारीख आलेली आहे. Who would think a bank would hold up a poor man's salary? And again he asked one question to his friend Sitaram. Who would think, कुणाला तरी वाटेल का, bank would hold up म्हणजे थकवणे, थांबवणे. A poor man's salary that means पगार. कुणाला तरी असं वाटेल का गरीब माणसाची पगार यांनी थकवलेली आहे. As soon as I get my money, I am off. And again he said that as soon as I get my money, I am off. That means on the time I will get my salary, on that time I am ready to go out from the bank. I am ready to resign my post or my job. Then again, not another week, I work in this place. पुढे एक आठवडाही मी या ठिकाणी काम करणार नाही. And Nathu banged the pan against the dustbin several times. As he said this sentence, Nathu again banged the pan against the dustbin several times. अनेक वेळा तो ती सुपली तो त्या डस्टबिनवरती आदळतो. बँग्ड म्हणजे आदळणे. जस्ट टू एम्पासाइज हिअर, emphasize that means draw attention to. Here is given meaning, draw attention to, लक्ष खेचून घेण्यासाठी. जस्ट टू एम्पासाइज हिज पॉइंट्स, त्याच्या बोलण्याकडे लक्ष खेचून घेण्यासाठी. अँड गिविंग हिमसेल्फ कॉन्फिडन्स, and he also draw attention to give himself confident म्हणजे माझा ठाम निश्चय आहे हे दर्शवण्यासाठी तो तसं करतो. Well, I wish you luck, said Sitaram. And then Sitaram said, well, I wish you luck, best of luck. मी तुला अभिष्ट चिंतन चिंततो. I will keep a lookout for any jobs and might suit you. And he plodded barefoot along the road, the big bundle of clothes hiding most of his head and shoulders. And then again he said, I will keep a lookout for. To look out for, that means शोधून ठेवणे, पाहून ठेवणे. Any job that might suit you. तुला सूट होईल असा, तुला हवा तसा एक जॉब तुझ्यासाठी मी शोधून ठेवेन. And he plodded that means walked heavily, जड पावलाने चालत जाणे. With a barefoot along the road, रस्त्याच्या बाजूने barefoot that means अनवाणी पायाने तो चालला. The big bundle of clothes hiding most of his head and shoulder. And on that time On his head there was a big bundle of freshly pressed clothes, and because of the big bundle hiding most of his head and shoulders, त्याचा डोका आणि त्याचे खांदे बराचसा पार्ट हा त्या बंडलमुळे झाकला गेलेला होता. At the fourth home he visited, Sitaram heard the lady of the house mention that she was in need of a sweeper. And when that Sitaram reached at the fourth house where he wanted to deliver his clothes, on that time he listened, the lady was talking into that house, and that lady mentioned that she was in need of a sweeper. In need of, it is a prepositional phrase. In need of म्हणजे गरज असणे, and that lady she was in need of a sweeper boy. तिला एका झाडूवाल्याची गरज होती अशी गोष्ट त्याने तिथे ऐकली. Tying his bundle, tie that means बांधणे. Tying his bundle together, that means he was ready to tie his bundle. On that time coincidentally he heard the thing or talking, that lady was talking about the sweeper. On that time he said to that lady, I know of a sweeper boy who is looking for work. And quickly he said to that lady, I know, मी ओळखतो, of a sweeper boy, एका झाडूवाल्या मुलाला, who is looking for work. Here again one of the phrases that to look for, in search for, चा शोध घेणे. Who is looking for work, तोही कामाचा शोध घेत आहे. He can start from next month. And again he said to that lady, he can start from next month. That means he will come to work from the next month. तो पुढील महिन्यापासून येऊ शकतो. He is with the bank just now, but they aren't giving him his pay and he wants to leave. And again he has given extra information about that boy, and he said that he is with the bank. That means he is working in the bank now, but they aren't giving him his pay. But the bank people are unable to give him his pay. बँकेतले लोक त्याचा पगार देऊ शकत नाहीत. and he wants to leave, आणि म्हणून तो ती बँक सोडत आहे. Is that so? असं का? said मिसेस श्रीवास्तव. मिसेस श्रीवास्तवने विचारलं, असं का? खरं का? Well, tell him to come and see me tomorrow. And Mrs. Srivastav said to Sitaram, well, tell him to come and see me tomorrow. ठीक आहे, त्याला सांगा उद्या मला भेटायला. And Sitaram glad that means happy that he had been of service to both a customer and his friend. And he became very happy because of that. He helped both of the people. He helped also his customer as well as he helped also his friends. Hoisted his bag on his shoulders and went his way. Hoisted, that means raised to a higher position. उंचवट्यावरती त्याने ती बॅग ठेवली ऑन हिज शोल्डर्स, त्याच्या खांद्यांवरती. अँड वेंट हिज वे, आणि तो त्याच्या मार्गाने निघून गेला. मिसेस श्रीवास्तव had to do some shopping, and Mrs. Srivastav wanted to go for some shopping. She gave instructions to the ayah about looking after the baby. She gave instructions, त्यांनी काही सूचना दिल्या, to the ayah. Ayah, that means caretaker of the baby. त्यांनी बेबीच्या केअरटेकरला सूचना दिल्या. About looking after the baby. Looking after, that means look after, that means to take care of. It is also phrase to look after, that means to take care of the baby. बेबीची काळजी घेण्याविषयी त्या आयाला, त्या केअरटेकरला त्यांनी सूचना दिल्या. And told the cook not to be late with the midday meal. And also she has given instruction to the cook and not to be late with the midday meal. दुपारच्या जेवणासाठी उशीर करू नको असं त्या कुकरला, दॅट मीन्स त्या स्वयंपाकाला, त्या आचार्याला सूचना दिल्या. देन सी सेट आउट. टू सेट आउट, इट इज ऑल्सो फ्रेश. टू सेट आउट, दॅट मीन्स निघून जाणे. फॉर द पीपलनगर मार्केट प्लेस, पीपलनगर मार्केट्सकरिता. टू मेक हर कस्टमरी टूर ऑफ द क्लोथ शॉप. कस्टमरी, दॅट मीन्स युजल ऑर हॅबिच्युअल, नित्याची खरेदी करण्यासाठी त्या मार्केटमध्ये निघून गेल्या. A large saddy tamarind tree grew at one end of the bazaar, and at the one end of the bazaar there was a very large saddy tamarind tree. एक मोठे डेरेदार चिंचेचे झाड होते मार्केटच्या एका बाजूला. and it was here that Mrs. Srivastav found her friend Mrs. Bhushan sheltering from the heat. And there, under that tree, Mrs. Srivastav found her friend Mrs. Bhushan, and Mrs. Bhushan was sheltering from the heat. तीव्र उष्णतेमुळे त्या सावलीला येऊन तिथे थांबलेल्या होत्या. Mrs. Bhushan was fanning herself with a large handkerchief. Mrs. Bhushan was fanning herself with a large handkerchief. मोठ्या हात रुमालाने ते स्वतःला वारा घेत होत्या. She complained of the summer, and when Mrs. Bhushan and Mrs. Srivastav met there, on that time Mrs. Bhushan was complained to Mrs. Srivastav about the summer, and which she affared. आणि त्यामुळे त्या काय झालेल्या होत्या, अफेड झालेल्या होत्या, त्यांना वैताग आलेला होता. वॉज डेफिनेटली द हॉटेस्ट इन द हिस्ट्री ऑफ पीपलनगर. आणि त्या सेड दॅट दिस इज द व्हेरी हॉटेस्ट समर इन द पीपलनगर. सी देन शोड Mrs. Srivastav a sample of the cloth she was going to buy. Then she showed, त्यांनी दाखवलं, Mrs. Srivastav a sample of clothes she was going to buy. त्या ज्या घेणार होत्या कापड त्याचं सॅम्पल त्यांनी दाखवलं. अँड फॉर 5 minutes they discussed its shade, texture and design. And then after then both the ladies were talking about that clothes, shade, texture and design. म्हणजे त्याचा पोत, त्याची नक्षी आणि त्याचा रंगछटा याबद्दल त्यांनी चर्चा पुढील 5 मिनिटे केली. हॅविंग एक्झॉस्टेड, हॅविंग टायर्ड दिस टॉपिक, ह्या टॉपिकवरती बोलून दमल्यानंतर मिसेस श्रीवास्तव सेड, मिसेस श्रीवास्तव सेड टू मिसेस भूषण, डू यू नो, तुला माहिती आहे का, माय डिअर, माझ्या लाडके, that Seth Govindaram's bank can't even pay its employees. That Seth Govindaram's bank can't even pay its employees. माझ्या लाडके, तुला माहिती आहे का, सेठ गोविंदरामची बँक त्यांच्या नोकरांचा पगारसुद्धा देऊ शकत नाही. ओनली दिस मॉर्निंग I heard a complaint from their sweeper, and I heard that news by the sweeper of the bank at the morning. मी आज सकाळीच त्या झाडूवाल्या मुलाकडून ही तक्रार ऐकलेली आहे. Who hasn't received his wages, that means wages, that means salary, salary म्हणजे पगार, for over a month. Who hasn't received his wages for over a month. त्याला महिना झाला पगार मिळालेला नाही, अशा मुलाकडून मी ती तक्रार ऐकलेली आहे.
थँक यू फॉर वॉचिंग माय व्हिडिओ. थँक यू व्हेरी मच.